One of the wildest games in World Series history, Game 7. Here we go. Dodgers down by a run. And Miguel Rojas, a solo homer to tie the game at 4 on a 3-2 count, the 7th pitch of the at-bat, his first homer since September 19th. Bottom 9, bases loaded for Dalton Varsho. Infield in, and look who it is. Rojas to the plate, got him. They reviewed it. The foot down from Will Smith. Baseball, a game of inches. Ernie Clement now up next with 2 outs, still with a chance. Deep to left. Andy Pages into the game mid-inning and makes the catch. Are you kidding me? In your life, have you ever seen something like this? Holy smokes! We go to extras. Top 11, you hang it, we bang it. Will Smith getting jiggy with it to give the Dodgers the lead 5-4 off of Shane Bieber. Bottom 11, Yoshi Yamamoto still out there. Runners on the corners, Alejandro Kirk to short, Mookie Betts. World Series ending double play. And Yoshi Yamamoto, who pitched on Friday, 96 pitches, tosses 34 pitches in this one, goes 2 2/3, and gets the win. That's 3 wins in the World Series. This one, the biggest of them all, as the Dodgers go back-to-back and win their 9th World Series title in franchise history. The Dodgers, the first team to win back-to-back World Series titles since the Yankees won 3 straight from 1998 to 2000. It has been confirmed a dynasty is beginning in LA. Woo! Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Okay, Bobby V,
No.
Lewis Brinson, Will Middlebrooks. Have you ever? No. I mean, look, I am sitting here and trying to understand what I just watched. It was one of the greatest games I've ever seen. Lewis, your initial thoughts here. The Dodgers just came back in a game. This is bonkers.
This is insane. Literally, probably one of the best games we'll ever witness like watching in the World Series ever. Period. World Series, regular season, anything. One of the best games ever played, ever, man. What an effort by both teams. I've said it from the beginning, and I did call the Dodgers in 7 at the beginning, but I took the Blue Jays today. But the Dodgers, once again, man, the right the right just cohesive unit of superstars. Just you have the right superstars on this team. You don't just have big names that hit a bunch of homers. You got 3 MVPs at the top, and then 1 through 9. You got guys that just stepped up in a timely manner, and then Yamamoto, man. Period. Dot. Period. Dot. Yamamoto, man. Wow.
Bobby, come on. I mean, my goodness.
God.
Yeah,
Watch
wow.
7 games. And
8 games.
right,
We saw 2 in one day.
Like the 18-inning game was bonkers. This game, you could argue, was just as crazy.
Yeah, but you know, I think it's usually the team that plays the best, not the best team that wins. Here, the best team won, but they didn't play the best, and I feel bad for the Jays because in this 7-game series, they played their hearts out. They had a couple tough breaks. They made great plays. They hit balls hard that got caught. And when you look up, it's the Dodger dynasty that prevailed.
I want to take you back, Will Middlebrooks, to the top of the 9th. Jeff Hoffman is in for a 4-out save to try and get it, right? This is a guy that nobody wanted, and he had a really great season for the Toronto Blue Jays. Miguel Rojas had not homered since September 19th. September 19th.
Of what year?
The 9-hole hitter. 7th pitch of the at-bat, a 3-2 count. I mean, this is what dreams are made of. And this was a guy that came into this World Series as a starter late. And here in Game 7, he plays the role of hero because there's many in this World Series, Game 7. What did you see from Miguel Rojas to work the count and just have one of the best at-bats of his life?
Yeah, well, I want to rewind, a couple games back. If Andy Paez wasn't playing awfully, Miggy Rojas wouldn't even be in this game because Tommy Edman would be at second, Paez would be in center, and Rojas would be a bat off the bench or a defensive replacement late in games. That was his role on this team. But they didn't want to start Alex Call in center field. They wanted more experience. And Doc Roberts went with his gut feeling of, I trust Miguel Rojas. And that's why he's on this team. That's why he's on the roster. That's why he's going to start these last 3 games of the World Series, because I trust him. He gets put in that game. He's put in this spot. You always think, we always think it's going to be the big name superstars to come up. It's not those guys in these type games. It's always guys kind of hiding in the weeds that aren't getting all the focus, that aren't getting all the attention from the pitchers that you have to get out. It's guys like this. Grinded out his career to this point. He made it into this one moment, right? Everything before this in his career is gone forever. This is the one moment, right? You hit this homer to tie this thing up when the Dodgers had no business winning this game.
And then
that's
Lewis,
the biggest swing of his life he'll ever take.
His play in the bottom of the 9th, where he stumbles and still fires a strike to the plate, and Will Smith almost didn't touch home plate.
Listen, as a former teammate of Miggy Rowe's, Miggy Rowe deserves this. Miggy Rowe is an amazing big leaguer. Miggy Rowe works his butt off. Miggy Rowe is an amazing defender, as you guys saw, witness firsthand of why he was in this game. And I said from the beginning, I'm like, this is a good move. The Dodgers need more defense. They need better defense. And to Will's point, Doc Roberts trusts this guy.
Yeah.
And I know why from experience. He works his butt off, man. And everything that he has gotten up to this point, he deserves, because he works his butt off and he plays for his family. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He plays for his kids. He plays for his wife. And this guy deserves this moment, man. I'm really, really happy for Miggy. I'm, happy for the Dodgers. I do feel terribly for the Blue Jays, but at the same time, Miggy Rowe, what a moment, man. And again, as a former teammate, I say congratulations, man. You deserve this, buddy.
Yeah, and he was in there because of his defense. Yeah, it was better.
Yeah.
But he was in there because of his attitude.
Yep.
He was in there because Dave Roberts knew that team of all-stars, of MVPs, of super players needed him in the lineup. And he came through not only with his attitude and his veteran leadership. He came in with a home run that not a statistic in the world could have ever predicted. It was a spectacular move by Dave Roberts, as was putting in a defense replacement in center field who makes a catch out of nowhere with the bases loaded and 1 out. That wasn't on the stat sheet before the game either.
No. We talked about how bottom of the order production was something the Blue Jays were elite at.
Yep.
It wasn't something we saw throughout this series from the Dodgers, but Miguel Rojas hits the game-tying home run in the top of the 9th inning. I mean, this is just ridiculous. And then, look, Toronto had the bases loaded with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th, no run scored. Then the Dodgers had the bases loaded with 1 out in the top of the 10th and no run scored. And then it's Will Smith, who we're sitting there watching this game. And Lewis, I looked at you and go, I don't want to face him right now. This is scary.
Yeah.
And then he goes hanging slider and crushes one to left off of Bieber.
I mean, the last few games, like Will Smith, there's a reason why he moved up behind Shohei, right?
Yep.
I mean, been swinging a hot bat. He's had big hits for this team for years now. And again, I just had that feeling, and I'm sure Will did too, and Bobby did, like, I don't know if I want to face this guy. You hang one good slider, and you go 2-0 there, and I knew, okay, 2-0, Bieber trusts his what? He trusts his off-speed pitch. This guy is going to get a 2-0 slider, and he hung it, and Will Smith deposited in left field, man. I was definitely a little scared to face Will Smith, and he came through for his team, man.
You talked about lineup changes, right? And the fact that Miguel Rojas was into this game, into this series because of struggles by Andy Paez. Will noted that. Think about the fact that Will Smith moved up because why? Mookie Betts was struggling. They won the World Series. Mookie Betts went 4 for 29 with 2 RBI. Will Smith moved up in the lineup. It's these moments that these guys, these superstars in Los Angeles, rise to the occasion because Will Smith didn't miss that pitch, and he wasn't going to miss it, Bobby.
And at one time, the manager used to get credit for all that. Now people are going to think that this was some backroom decision that moved Mookie down. It was Dave Roberts who had the pulse of that team, who knew that Mookie was a superstar, who was struggling, and had the guts as a manager to go over to Mookie and say, Mook, I hope you get an RBI, but I don't really believe in you as much as I used to. He might not have said that, but he did move him down, and that gave the credit and the confidence to the other players in his team. Dave Roberts deserves a lot of credit. He won't get it, but he sure deserves it.
Will, if I had told you before the World Series that Mookie Betts, a guy you know well, would go 4 for 29 with 2 RBI, would you have told me the Dodgers would have found a way to win the World Series, or you would have said, no, the Blue Jays would probably beat them?
Well, when you look at that roster, they always have a chance to beat you, right? That's the beauty of having a team like that, is one of your superstars can be MIA and you can still win ball games, especially when you have pitching like that. And by the way, we focus so much on the offensive side of things. The homers, I get it, they're big homers, but this was an unbelievably well-played defensive baseball game. You think about the plays that were made with the game on the line. If the play wasn't made, one of those teams wins or loses. And there were 5 or 6 of those plays over the last 3 or 4 innings that made or broke that team, the game for these teams. So this was one of the most well-played defensive games I've seen in a long time, and it being in Game 7 and part of it being in extra innings made it that much more special.
We thought perhaps Bo Bichette would have his moment. He hit the 3-run homer, and we thought maybe that would be one to win it for the Blue Jays. They've had so many epic home runs in their franchise history. Joe Carter in 1993, the last time they won the World Series, was a walk-off. You thought maybe Vladdy would hit one, and he almost did. And Will, when you look back at this Blue Jays team, look, no one expected them to be here. They were listed at plus 6,500 to win the Fall Classic before the season started. I grew to love this Blue Jays team. I didn't like this Blue Jays team when the playoffs started. I was like, the Blue Jays? And then the way they played the game, Will, I fell in love with this team. And now, look, I'm a Cleveland Guardians fan, but I'm heartbroken right now for Blue Jays fans and for that roster that gutted it out every inning to try to bring a trophy to their franchise.
This is the style of baseball that unfortunately is an anomaly in today's game, right? It's got to cycle back, and hopefully teams took note of this. And I understand. Look, pitchers throw 100. They have 4+ pitches. They throw splitters, which took over the postseason and the World Series, that fall off the table at 85 miles an hour. I get it. It's hard to string together pitches or hits in an inning and manufacture runs. But it's also hard to go up there and rely on a 3-run homer all the time to win you ball games. This is the way to play baseball. This is the way good teams have been since baseball began 150 years ago. The game has got to cycle back, and I just hope the league took notice of this. I hope front offices took notice of this, because this is how you can play the game the right way and build teams with players like this who simply... It's contact over power as the at-bat progresses, and that's how you win. And I want to see more of this. I think everyone wants to see more of this.
Yeah, I think it's more of doing what the game asks you to do. I always hear that, and Will can attest to this too. As a young player, you're like, coaches would tell you, hey man, the game will tell you what to do in certain situations, and we see them bunting, we see them getting the big hit, the timely hit, putting the ball in play, taking the extra base. I go back to what was that, Game 5, Addison Barger taking extra bases on the base paths, not known for his swing, his speed, but just, I want to give a credit to these young dudes, man. We watched Addison Barger, and we remember during his at-bats today, and throughout the World Series, he was locked in. The ball was a beach ball to him. The takes he was having, the last at bat, that last walk that he had, just some great at-bats, knew they were pitching around him, but these young dudes should
Ernie
be...
too, yeah.
Ernie, too, should be extremely proud of themselves. I know they're feeling like crap right now, but at the same time, these young guys need to be proud of themselves, and they need to hold their heads up high because you guys almost took it away. You almost stole a World Series from the Dodgers, and now that you guys know you can hang with the Dodgers and a superstar team and all this money that they've gotten, and you guys almost beat them, you guys should be proud of yourself. And to Bo Bichette and to George Springer, man, the grit and the willpower to fight through it. I mean, we saw it all postseason and all series. George Springer was literally, they had to piece him together probably before every game. And I know Bo Bichette was too, but credit to the Blue Jays, man. You guys should be proud. I know you guys feel like crap, but like I said,
Addison Barger hit 480 in the World Series. Ernie Clement,
is that good?
Had 30 hits this postseason, most in a single postseason. I mean, it was incredible to watch this World Series. It was a treat. It goes 7 games, and the Dodgers ultimately run it back. Back-to-back champions. The first team to win back-to-back World Series titles since the Yankees won 3 straight from 1998 to 2000. And the trend continues here. The road team has now won the past 5 World Series Game 7s, and there's this. The Dodgers were 2-65 in the World Series when trailing after 8 innings. Now 3-65, and now back-to-back champs. This guy is incredible. We knew this before. But what we witnessed from Yoshi Yamamoto, and yes, we do have clearance to call him Yoshi. If people are saying, why are you calling him Yoshi? We have the green light to call him Yoshi Yamamoto. You can call him masterful. Now you can call him World Series MVP, Bobby. He was incredible.
Yeah, he came here as the best pitcher ever to pitch in Japan. Japan is in major leagues. This guy got MVPs and Cy Youngs there and never expected for 1 minute to do anything less here. He rises to the occasion because he's great. He has great stuff. He has great competitiveness. He wants it. That want that he has exceeds his 5 feet 10 inches of structure by a mile.
Man, listen, I've been telling y'all, as soon as they signed him, I told everybody in the league that I had their number. I'm like, hey, man, y'all need to watch out for this dude. This dude is the truth. He is him. And he showed everybody in this World Series, in this postseason, that he is a force to be reckoned with, man. I mean, duh, he wins the MVP. Duh, he's going to pitch today after throwing 96 pitches. I want to say that again. He threw 96 pitches yesterday, and he comes back in today and throws 3 innings. What a masterful performance, man. Something we might not ever see again. He might do it again next year. Who knows, man? Jeez, what a pitching performance by Yoshi.
Will, he tossed 130 pitches in the last 2 games. I mean, put that into perspective. You're a World Series champ. I mean, that's ridiculous, right? Like, this is stuff we don't see. We may never see this again.
Yeah, and unlike most of the Dodgers rotation, he didn't miss half the year. He made 30 starts. He threw 173 innings this year. It's not like he had a full tank of gas going into the postseason. He was running on fumes too, or maybe not. Maybe not, right? I mean, you complete game 2. We just told you everything that happened. Pitch yesterday, 96 pitches. You know what? I'll take the ball again. He would have gone as long as they let him. He would have never come out of that game. They would have had to drag him off of that field. And it's just, there's one thing to have good stuff and be a good pitcher. It's another thing to, what is it the kids say? To have that dog in you. He wants the ball. He wants the big moment. He wants to be the guy to either win it or lose it for this team. Doesn't matter. He's going to go out there with his best stuff and give you what he's got. And it's just unreal to see, and I'm glad to see him getting that MVP. He earned every bit of that.
Bobby, this is normal, though, in Japanese culture. They take pride in throwing as many pitches as you need, any start, any outing. So, I mean, I'm not shocked. I don't know if you are, Bobby, that he's been able to throw this many pitches, but this isn't shocking to me. This is the best pitcher in Japan over there at the time, and now, looking at the best pitcher over here.
Yeah, 130 pitches in a game is fine, and then coming back and pitching relief if necessary. The mechanics are perfect. The want to, as I mentioned, is perfect. The preparation is impeccable. So, it's just the package of greatness.
When you look at what he was able to accomplish in this World Series, because when you take a look at it, the Blue Jays were about to take down one of the greatest rotations we have ever seen in postseason history. Blake Snell, Yamamoto, Shohei Ohtani, Tyler Glasnow. Like, that's how close they were. As we talk about baseball being a game of inches, you saw the surgeon-like accuracy of Yamamoto in his outings. It just showed you more and more how elite that he is, Bobby, and how there are other guys trying to catch up to what he's doing night in and night out.
Oh, exactly. A 72-mile-an-hour curveball matched with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball and 4 pitches in between that he could throw to both sides of the plate, throws them up and down. I mean, this is what pitching's all about, folks. And if you don't like it, you don't know what pitching's all about.
At the same time, that's why I said these Blue Jay hitters should hold their head high at the same time. I know, again, you guys it slipped away. It's heartbreaking for the team, for the clubhouse, for the city of Toronto. But you guys, again, almost took down one of the best rotations to ever pitch in a World Series. Seventy a rotation in a World Series. Like, you guys should be proud of something. Again, it feels bad now, but that's something I would be able to, man, we almost took down the big bad Dodgers, man.
Dave Roberts loves having Yamamoto on his team because Dave Roberts now has the most wins in a winner-take-all postseason game by a manager, 7. I mean, credit to Dave Roberts, a guy that knows what it's like to not only play in these big games, but to manage in these big games.
Yeah, he had the pulse of his team, and he knew it was on life support. He knew that they needed something, and he inserted a Rojas. He moved the lineup around a little. His pitching changes were just about perfect. Dave Roberts knows what he's doing, and that's why he gets the big bucks, and he has the best team in the world.
The only thing that I question is, do you remember when there was a benches clearing brawl in this game?
Was that today?
They didn't really fight.
It was
yesterday. Benches clearing. Yeah. And you remember when they issued warnings to both sides? And do you remember when Yamamoto hit a guy and, well, why was he still in the game?
I'm with you.
Right?
I'm with you.
I
remember the warnings.
The warnings.
Will, what do you got on that? You remember that?
About it, but did they issue the warnings to both teams?
I think so.
I saw him talking to the Jays dugout, but I never saw the warnings to both teams. So maybe it happened. Maybe it didn't.
Well, what do you got?
I mean, either way, you can't let that happen in a World Series. You let the players play the game. Things got heated. It was an accident. He wasn't throwing at the guy. He missed up and in. He clearly had a command issue. He's not trying to put somebody on. He's not trying to. By the way, Jimenez is not the guy you're going to pitch around.
Correct.
In that lineup. Yeah. Let's be honest. He made a mistake.
It was an absolute battle.
Things got heated. It's emotional. Yes, just let them go. Let the boys play. That's what happened. You're not throwing anybody out of that
That's
game.
exactly what it was. A battle to the end as the Dodgers win it in 11 innings. Will Smith with the first homer in extra innings of a winner-take-all World Series game all time. Wait, what did you just say, Hakeem? Let me repeat it to tell you how ridiculous. Will Smith, the first homer in extra innings of a winner-take-all World Series game all time.
It happened once.
And it happened on this night. Will Smith, the Dodgers, back-to-back champs.